Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Weekly MTG.
Every episode of Weekly MTG is very special.
I'm Present Tense Blake. This is Present Tense Steve.
Yep.
That joke will make sense in about 5 minutes. We have a really cool show today. We invited some celebrities, like Magic celebrities, to come draft Mystery Booster.
WPN edition.
The WPN edition that has a little foil in the back. So we're going to draft some cards, show that stuff off in a little bit. Put your questions about Mystery Booster into chat, and we're going to write them down. And then at the end of the show, we're going to come back. Gavin Verhey is going to join us, and he's going to be available to answer those questions, or we'll talk about our drafts and how things went. Spoiler alert, it went well.
It went very well.
For me.
Well, mostly for Blake.
But in the meantime, we're going to do some news first.
Well, before we get to the news, you actually have something.
I have news for me.
You have news for you.
Yeah, if you follow me on Twitter, at BlakePR, you've already seen this, but I'm hiring, me specifically, communications associate position. If you go on to our jobs website, which is going to come up on the bottom somewhere here shortly, you can find the listing for, there we go, communications associate, contract, temporary.
So if it is a contract role.
Yeah, it is a contract role, but it's got some upside to it.
Yeah.
And part of that upside is working for me and working with Steve.
It's true.
All the time. Anyway, go ahead and apply if you're interested right from the website, which is, I can't see that from here.
It's jobs.wizards.com.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wizards.com/career you can also go to.
Go there.
Yeah.
So do that. Otherwise, we've got some news that doesn't involve me.
We do. We have some Magic-related news. The first one is actually Magic adjacent. The D&D team announced a new book. You guys might remember Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. This is Mythic Odysseys of Theros. Mythic Odysseys of Theros is understandably a D&D book based on the world of Theros. So that was announced very recently. It's going to come out June 2nd, 2020. So keep your eyes out for that. Go to your favorite local game shop or wherever you buy your D&D books and take a look at it. Should be pretty cool. The other thing that happened is the Magic the Gathering Arena State of the Game went up today, and it has a lot of content updates for Magic the Gathering Arena, including, but not limited to, the announcement of Cube Phantom Draft on Magic the Gathering Arena. Yeah. Which is pretty cool. Some new social features, including Friends Chat, actual text chat with friends, and some other quality of life updates that are going to be really cool for the arena crowd. So definitely check that out and make sure that you see what all the new fuss is about for Magic the Gathering Arena. Yeah.
That's enough news.
That is enough
news.
Let's get to the draft.
We're doing this. We haven't done a draft this way. You're going to see all 8 people. We're going to be zooming in on some stuff. This was kind of an experiment.
Yeah, you'll hear a lot of side conversations.
So we are going to go now to the draft and past tense Blake. Take it away, Blake. Thanks, Blake, and welcome to the past. We are here today, as I just said, to draft Mystery Booster and reveal some of the foil cards that you can find in the WPN edition coming to stores next week. And to do so, we brought some ringers and some drafters and some people who love mystery here. And I'm just going to let them introduce themselves because there's a lot of them. Hi.
Hey guys, my name is Brittany, or you might know me as MTGNerdGirl.
Hey everyone, my name is Gavin Verhey. I'm a game designer here at Wizards, and I helped make this set, so I care about it.
I'm Kenji NumottheNummy Egashira, popular streamer on Twitch. No, that's it. I'm sticking with it.
All right. Hey everyone, I'm Melissa DeTora. I'm a game designer at Wizards on the play design team.
I'm one of the hosts of Limited Resources, WotC commentator, Marshall Sutcliffe.
I'm Nate Price. I'm on the esports team here, player manager for the MPL, and I am Weekly MTG's resident flavor text expert. It's true.
And I am also here.
So the rules are simple. We're going to draft, but we're going to show stuff off as we go along. So this isn't going to be your kind of secret, quiet kind of draft. I'll ask people what they draft. We'll show off some sweet things, and we'll have a little fun. And then if you in chat have any questions, Steve and I are going to come back after the draft, and we'll answer a bunch of stuff. So feel free to put them in chat. We'll write them down, and then future Steve and Blake, who are currently present Steve and Blake, will come back and try to answer those as best as we can. But in the meantime, let's do the thing and draft.
And first of all, most of you don't know what's about to happen, right? You don't know what's in the foil
I
slot.
Who here has drafted Mystery Booster before?
I have.
Almost everybody. Everybody but Kenji.
Yeah, just assumed. I figured, you know.
But what we haven't done is, Gavin obviously knows the foil list. He was attempting to rattle off some of it before I shushed him earlier. But most of us don't know actually what we're going to open and what even is possible with the foil slot.
Right,
so we're all a little surprised too.
So of course, Mystery Booster, it's about an 1,800 card Magic set, and this version has the 121 exclusive foils that only show up in the retail edition, and there's some pretty hot stuff in there, so it's going to be chaotic and wild and a lot of fun.
You're driving Kenji in the corner over here nuts.
All right. Let's open some packs.
Are we just going to refer to him as Kenji for the rest of the draft? Is that what's happening?
So I actually have a quick question.
Yeah.
Is there a foil in every?
Every pack. has
Every
a foil.
pack.
Yep.
Every pack.
So if you're looking at the draft cam in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, that is my cam. We're gonna. Oh my God! All right. So as I go through this, I think people open some stuff. So first thing we're gonna do is just. Oh Jesus. Let's everyone hold up. Everyone hold up our foils and show them. You can see what. Let's get this. Oh man, I'm just getting used to this. There we go. So that's my foil, Herald of Leshrac, which has a cumulative upkeep of gain control of a land you don't control.
Is that a planeswalker?
No, it's
Like
from
Herald
Cold
Cold
Snap.
Snap. I
It's
remember
from
that
Cold
card.
Snap. It's creature avatar.
So his name isn't Herald.
His name is not Herald.
It should be.
It could be Herald.
Yeah.
He is
Harold the Herald.
Harold Leshrac.
He's one
All right.
comma away.
What did everybody else get for your foils?
I think
Is that
Nate.
Fairy's
That's
puzzle
a
box
Terry's puzzle box.
Ooh.
Ooh, I need that from you after this.
Look at this.
and a Celestial Dawn.
The Wescoist card that's ever been printed.
Yeah. Okay. Do it.
Oh, I got a knowledge pool. I believe this is a judge card. Like, judges are really into this card, probably.
Judges
It
love
also
that
locks
card.
people with Teferi, which is a thing in
Oh,
the
sure.
Commander games. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice.
I got Helix
Is
Pinnacle.
that what you slammed?
No. I slammed something slightly better and limited.
Better.
If you just spend 100 mana, you win the game. So a lot of Mystery Booster cards can be, there's all over the place with the foils. There's a lot of strong cards, like in Constructed. There's the popular Commander cards. And there's also just some quirky stuff, like Sundial of the Infinite right here, which ends your turn. Who knows what you'll be able to do with this thing. I'll also note, I'm curious how many other people have this too. I opened up 3 rares in my pack. I have Sundial.
Wait a minute, what?
I have Sundial.
I opened up 2 rares.
Yeah,
I
so
had 2 rares.
I
rares.
I only
Because-
got
foil was a rare.
Because in every
yeah.
slot you get 1 guaranteed rare this post M15.
I want another rare. I only have 2.
I only have one.
Oh,
In the
How?
dark, trade your first
so
pick to find
sad.
Marshall.
I would never trade this first pick in the dark ever.
Not only do I only
Wait,
have
what did
one,
you
I also
get?
have my
Not
most
a
hated
soul
card
Oh, perfect.
of all time.
You can find anything in
This
here.
is the trolliest card for me.
What is it?
It's not a soul ring, Marshall.
All right. Well, chat. I'm going to take. This is actually we were talking about this card earlier because Marshall didn't know what it was called. I'm going to take this. Oh, I don't know. This one has cumulative upkeep, gain control
Okay,
of a
Marshall's
land.
already taken his pick. You've already taken your pick.
do it.
Let's pass it. Can we
Now
pass
I'm
this
gonna
along to
take the
Blake?
Angel of the Dire Hour.
This is for
We're
Balake.
going to start with the white card. Thank
That's your
you.
next pick, Blake.
And then we're going to pass to the left.
I'm
and
gonna start with Commander All-Star Unlimited Bomb, Phyrexian Arena. It's a pretty good start.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'll pass these other 2 rares along to Marshall. I had 2 for Spectacle Rares and Sundial of the Infinite, so you can, I'll let you decide what you want to do
Oh,
there.
I'm gonna decide.
let's see.
Is there a way to make infinite mana? Can Marshall go off with the...
There's a lot of wonky combos in this set. You can do a lot of stuff.
All right, so for the cards, let's see if I still getting used to this. So I'm looking at obviously a bunch of blue cards because
Because it's Blake.
there are gold cards in here that have blue mana symbols in them. This is one of my favorite cards of all time.
Small drifter.
Colors are it's not. This is one of Marshall's favorite cards of all time.
Man of War.
It's Muldrip.
Actually, I'm not sure if you enjoyed this format or not.
Marshall Hall.
Little Mist Raven.
Oh God,
Yeah.
that's one of my all-timers.
Yeah. All right,
You
we're
were
gonna
correct.
take that.
Well, you can get Conjurer's Claws in that format, too.
Yeah.
Oh
you
God,
could.
that's right. Oh, the value.
Okay, so Marshall, are you ready to give up the secret of what your first pick was?
Yeah.
Okay, what was it?
It's a gravy train.
GT.
Grave Titan, perhaps one of the best cards
We were
ever
talking
printed for
specifically
limited.
about that card.
I think
before
that
this.
card's
talking about it.
like decent.
Decent. All right, it gets a decent rating.
All right, we've
All
got,
right,
we've got
where'd
a
my-
Blake
where'd my
pack
pack
coming
go?
back
Yeah.
this
Bring
way.
it down.
Now here's the real question. Grave Titan's pretty strong, but can it beat knowing your neighbor on your right is in black with their first pick? Rexy Arena. We will find
We'll
out.
find out
Are you
shortly.
kidding me with this?
Now, Gavin, you want to talk a little bit about for those who haven't done a mystery booster draft yet, you want to talk a little bit about the collation, how the pack is sorted out?
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
please.
so first of all, it's an 1,800 card set, and every single card slot in the booster pack has an entire card sheet it draws on. So that's 121 possible cards for each slot in the pack. And every pack you open will start off with 2 white cards that are common or uncommon, 2 blue cards that are common or uncommon, repeat for the 5 colors. Then you get a multicolored card, an artifact or a land, a card in an old card frame, so it could be even the original Magic card frame, like this Sapphire Charm right here, imported all the way from Mirage. So check that out.
It is.
It makes a creature phase out, I believe. So
It does other things too.
you can figure that one
It's
out.
mostly that.
And you also get a foil as well. And the foils range from common, uncommon, rare, mythic, rare, stuff from all throughout Magic. There's they all appear in the current card frame, or at least the post change from the original card frame version. So they've spanned from 8th edition, which is the change from the first card frame, up through M15, which is when we changed into the current card frame. So there's some core set cards in there, stuff like that. And a really interesting thing we're able to do is with the convention version of Mystery Booster, we weren't able to put any white bordered cards in because all the cards had to have a black border. But because the foils in 8th and 9th edition were black bordered, we got to put some of those in here as well. So when you open Fairy's Puzzle box like you do, that enables us to put that in here. Yeah, that's a hot Commander card, I know for sure.
That's why we need to talk after this. It's the cornerstone.
It's right
of
here.
my
I'm
baby.
tempted.
I didn't take it,
to
so
take it.
somebody else might get it.
All right, we're gonna there. Work on the focus on this. Well, how about we try it with a non-foil card? It's probably gonna be a little sharper.
Bring it back to the little school. There you go.
All right, it's a real aerialist. Also a strong card. I'm going. What am I gonna? I'm gonna do a little bit of this. We're gonna. Chat may have an idea of what I'm attempting to do based on my second pick, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. We could try to do this.
Do you even know what you're attempting?
No, I don't.
All right.
Who knows? I'm just taking all the foils.
Life is full of little mysteries, Marshall, and
Little
mystery boosters.
mysteries. Little mysteries and mysteries.
I mean, one of the things you find in Mystery Booster is there's all these wild synergies to look for, right, from across Magic's time and history. So every draft is going to be different. You can draft 5 times and never see the same card twice. So there's so many possibilities. And I've seen some pretty wild stuff happen.
think I'm gonna go. No, that's too out there. So I'm gonna take this based purely on potential combos. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Who can say? Who can say what's gonna happen?
I bet
All right.
Future Blake will know.
Future Blake
should call back
might
Future
know.
Blake.
Future Blake might know. That is not one of the potential combos. We're gonna take this because I've been all over the place so far.
So one really interesting thing that happens with Mystery Booster is because you know that every pack starts with 2 white commons, 2 or uncommons, 2 blue commons or uncommons, and so on, is it really helps with the signaling. Because if you get a pack laid on that just has both of its commons and uncommons still there, you know no one else took a black common or uncommon or whatever color it is all the way around to you. So that's a unusual little twist for a draft format. Try this, I guess.
I don't think those are a combo. So we're just gonna take one of these because gotta stay on brand, right?
Blake.
Thank you. All right, Kenji, how's your draft going so far?
Very, very poorly.
You're not Kenji.
Oh, sorry. Going so far.
Actual Kenji.
It's fine. It's fine. I first picked the Eternal Witness here.
Ooh.
Pretty nice value card. And then I think I've taken a card of every color after that. So.
That explains so
That's
much.
what you're supposed to do.
Don't worry, I've got a Fusion Elemental coming around with
Oh
your
yeah,
name on
I
it.
was planning
so
on wheeling that.
yeah, you can get it right back, no problem.
I wield this card. This card's great.
All
in
right,
this
we're
format.
gonna take a quick look at what I've drafted so far and see if it makes any sense. And the answer is, oh, kind of does. It's not the worst.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping this card would wheel because it's got the cutest art I've ever seen.
Oh, is that the foil you opened?
Yeah, look at the little turtles.
Gilder
That
Baron?
Gilder Baron.
Gilder Baron is an adorable card.
I don't know that I've ever seen a cuter art with the
Yeah.
little.
It's pretty freaking adorable.
I don't think that they'll be able to see
That was
the.
originally from Shadowmoor?
Shadow
The set symbols on there.
Eventide? Eventide, because it's green-blue.
Eventide. Yeah, that was a weird set. So it has the untap ability, which is it has to end up tapped first, and then it can untap itself to do a thing.
Trying to cough away from the mic.
One-
A little bit.
Melissa, how's your draft going?
It's going okay. So I first picked Recruiter of the Guard, which tutors up a small creature.
yeah.
And then I second picked Avalanche Riders.
Oh.
So my plan for the draft is to
Find Mimic that.
like draft some
Find
blink
Mimic
or
that.
like other land destruction and just kill as many lands as possible. But so far that plan is not working out so well.
Oh, man. Yeah, turn 3 Recruiter, turn 4 Avalanche Riders. It's the perfect curve. You ephemerate on turn 5, you're ready to go.
That's the plan, but
Oh,
have not
something-
seen those
Something's
yet.
shaping up here. We saw the last time I picked a blue 1-drop. Those might go together. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Oh, these came back around? I think I'm more in this space based on my picks than this space. So we're gonna take that card, which is one of my favorite cards of all time as well. It's one of my favorite commander cards.
It's still in there, Dave.
What is this?
For sure.
Oh, this
Yep.
goes over here?
So,
For Blake.
all right.
I find
Alright.
it keeps going around. I just need
See
to
if
know where
you
it
want
ends
to
up.
phase out some cards here.
Kenji, I'm surprised this wasn't a higher pick for you, given your previous picks.
These. All right, Nate, what are you doing over there? 5 colors stuff?
Flailing. No, I had an opportunity to do that and made a very poor decision not to. Although I guess not a terrible decision given
Okay.
what not Kenji's drafting.
No.
So
Yeah, we don't even have that
I
right
first
there.
picked a card that I thought there was a good chance that if I offered it to Marshall as a just snap trade in the dark that he might actually take it. I ended up with Supreme Verdict.
Oh, nice.
Very strong Magic the Gathering card
Yeah.
in pretty much every format it's legal in. And I'm trying to do things. I'm some combination of the Jeskai colors, maybe with no real idea what I'm doing, which is basically kind of how Mystery Booster Draft ends up going until you eventually, figure it out, which I'm trying to put off doing that as long as I possibly can.
Well, and there's so many possible bombs you can open. You want to
I don't
kind of keep
know.
yourself
I don't
open
know.
sometimes to be able to shift into that.
Exactly.
We can't all just open up a Grave Titan in the first pack. Marshall, so-
I'm just saying.
All right.
Hey, some of us can open it in the second pack, maybe.
And besides, it's improbable, not impossible.
Yes.
All right,
All right.
so looking at my draft so far, I've got some blue cards, I got some white cards, I got some green cards, I got some foil cards because I'm greedy. I don't know if there's a thing I can do with the Fairies Puzzle Box, but we'll find out. I can definitely sacrifice it to Sage of Latnam.
Definitely trade it to Nate.
I can definitely trade it to Nate. Knowledge Pool, again, I have no idea if there's a combo with this card in the set, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Any surprises? Any favorite cards drafted so far that we haven't talked about yet?
I first picked one of my personal favorite cards, and a card that is in the upcoming International Women's Day Secret Lair, Marin of Clan Neltoth.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card's very powerful.
One of the fun parts about Mystery Booster is you get to play with cards that were made for commander sets in limited, which is something you never have gotten to do before. So that's a wild little twist.
All right, Brittany, what did you open?
So this set is very interesting. A quick story time for you guys. When this was reprinted, I'm 8-0 in a GP,
Felidar Sovereign.
Felidar Sovereign, and I'm so tired at the end of the day that I'm not paying enough attention, and I think it has flying because it looks like it can fly.
Oh, no.
So I proceed to just not block and lose the game that I have on absolute lock. And of course, that's what I'm opening randomly in this 1,800 card pack. So this card is like kind of a staple in my stream. I buy hundreds of them, doodle wings on them, and mail them to all my viewers. And then that's what I open in my first pack. What, did you guys do this on purpose?
Yep, absolutely.
This set is really made to inspire memories, you know. So I'm really glad I could bring that back.
That's
for you.
exactly what this is.
Just memories.
It is funny how many stories we told immediately before the stream that involved cards we just opened. Like, you told a Grave Titan story. You also told an Angel of Dire Hour story, and that's what I opened. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
I think I've drafted mystery boosters 4 or 5 times now, and I've had Grave Titan 3 in my decks. So
Must be nice.
Must be nice, Nate.
I've lost very little in this format, which is why my deck is very medium right now.
Well, yeah. If your bar is starting with Grave Titan, there's some.
That's my
Besides,
problem.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go to pack 2.
All right. See what we get.
I would like some direction here, please.
And
Oh,
God.
wow.
Okay. Yeah, I have to show off. I opened the most powerful foil in the set. I know this for a fact because it's the
Stormcrow?
most powerful card.
Oh my God, he
It's a
opened
foil
Stormcrow.
It is. So for those of you at home who
You
don't
really
know,
opened a foil
I opened a
Storm-
foil Stormcrow. The power of this card, just 2 mana, pitches to Force of Will. Also pitches to Force of Negation.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is powerful.
I opened up a foil that I have a lot of fond memories of. This is a card from Conflux that seems like it might possibly break the color pie. It's Lapse of Certainty. Counterspell
yeah.
white.
Memory lapse.
Yeah. Yeah, Lapse of Certainty.
I actually opened the greatest foil of all time.
Okay.
Sorry, Blake. No, I misread that. I'm sorry. It's Springjet Shepherd. It's, it makes goats. It's not the
Not
goat.
the goat.
It's my fault.
Gotcha. Anybody else open up a sweet foil?
Yeah, I did. I got Wall of Shards,
Okay.
which is a 1/8 for 2 with the cumulative upkeep of your opponent gains a life.
I'm never gonna kill you.
Yeah,
Deck 'em.
there it is.
All right, so for my pick, for those of you following at home, I am not going to take the Stormcrow. I've considered it, though. I am going, let's see.
This is high temptation right here.
I really like, so this will help me with my multiple colors. This will help me with the fact that I don't like to have win conditions in my deck. And this is just a generally good card. We're going to obviously get a little greedy and take that. And then this needs to be passed all the way over to Steve.
Incoming. One thing to watch out for, as we were talking about earlier, is mechanics that might not normally show up in a draft. So my first pick of this pack is going to be Queen Marchesa, Long May She Reign, who makes you the Monarch. And Monarch in a 2-player game is pretty bananas. So can I cast it? We'll find out. But it's a really powerful card, so we'll see what happens there.
Like this pack was
Ooh.
spicy. This is a spicy pack.
Ooh.
Spicy.
Inside jokes.
Something just happened.
Inside jokes on public streams.
Let's just
So it's why we bring you guys in.
Bill Hader is a national treasure.
This set has plenty of memes and dreams for foils. So
I'm getting greedy and
Stormcrow.
taking this card because I love it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
It says draw a card on it, so
Is
It
it one
wins.
half of a Muldrifter?
it's 1/2 of a Muldrifter. Exactly 1/2 of a Muldrifter. All right, that's going down to Steve. Anybody open up anything bomby with their first pack besides the foils?
I
I
opened up-
Kenji's being tight-lipped over there.
opened up a limited All-Star card that was not intentional. The Icy Manipulator.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah, open up Icy. I'm always happy to take Icy first pick.
Talk about a card full of memories, right? I
Yeah.
mean, there's some stuff here that is
Bring
like.
back the original Bone Crank art.
I'm debating between something I can play and this adorable crab. Don't judge me.
I'm not. I would take the crab. I already took one crab.
I drafted
Crab
one of my
tribal?
favorite cards for limited ever.
Oh.
What card is it?
Oh,
Oh, nice.
It's no Man of War.
No, but it's on the list.
Going right into your Grave Titan deck.
I might actually do some
Yeah.
crab tribal. Oh,
Actually,
actually.
No, let it wheel. Let it
I'm a
wheel.
bad
I don't. I might let it wheel. I'm gonna let it wheel.
Yes.
Because if I'm doing
One down.
if I'm doing the many colors thing, this seems like a card to add in there. And
Oh.
that one's going back.
I'm just
to
saying, in the last pack,
Steve.
Kenji passed up a Fusion Elemental. So
Oh my.
Fusion.
You didn't take it?
Elemental.
I know. He was like,
All right.
I'm all the colors. Didn't take Fusion Elemental.
Gavin,
Ooh, so I know this card has some
Oh, yeah, so you're gonna
combo
cast all your
potential in
spells.
this set. This card is
I needed that,
kind of
Marco,
just
but I
there,
understand.
It's the sweet feeling.
but it is a powerful card.
We have any Blake cards coming back this way?
Is there a pile?
I think it's right there. I'm going to take this card because I need a win condition at some point in time. And let's see,
Overrated.
what is
Is
this?
it a Felton's cane?
That is my next. It's not. I already passed that. That's going that way.
Yeah.
Make sure that I'm doing that. Okay. This. All right, and that goes back to Steve.
I'll never not take this card.
All right,
Love
now
this
I'm
card.
looking here. Ooh, might actually. Oh, we got some. We got some good
Much like Giant Spider. right?
good options here. For those of you who play Canadian Highlander, to give you an idea of when we filmed this was pointed today.
Where's
Nobody
that crab
in this
Now
at?
I'm running through the list.
Yeah, I guess that's
Nate, you would like this card. Nate Price, you would like this card.
Oh yeah, I saw that today and almost made a post about how
Is it
I.
Price of Progress?
It is Price
This
of
is
Progress.
Price of Progress, yeah. All right, and that's
I think
back
I
to
found my mana
Steve.
fixing for my Marchesa. Weathered Wayfarer will find me all the stuff that I need. This is like a commander staple.
Card's real
And
good.
it's super cool to see it all the way back here.
Is it any lands or just basic?
Any land, right? So if you're down on lands, you just keep getting them.
All right, so okay,
Yeah.
this one's going back down to Steve.
Stormcrow made it all the way to me? Unbelievable.
You fools.
Unbelievable. What have you done?
All right, so chat, I'm looking at a couple cards here. This one says draw cards. This one's in my two main colors and is very strong. This one helps with my mana fixing. And this one's just kind of bomby. I think I'm going to go with the bomby card.
Is there
Because
a
who knows?
wheel
There
pack?
is. It's right there. Pass that one down, and then there's another one following it.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to choose quickly.
Okay, and we're back to some options. So the nice thing about Morph is that, I'm not taking that card, but the nice thing about Morph in a deck like mine, where we're many colors, is that it's kind of helps you fix because it is colorless to get down initially. But we're gonna take this and we're gonna continue with the minor theme that we have. And that goes back to Steve. And that's just a big card. Oh, that's a powerful card. That's foily. That's strong.
Gotcha.
All right, so I don't think we're going too wild on colors, so this isn't quite powerful enough. I don't have enough sorceries for that.
Oh yeah.
You guys are fools. This card is
I think we're
restricted.
just going to
to
take this
vintage.
card.
What was it?
What's
Pass
the
Or is
that
that
card?
mana vintage even?
Yeah. Melissa, how's your deck turning out?
So my land destruction plan did not pan out so well.
Oh no!
Turns out we don't
That's a
actually
shame.
choose to put land destruction spells in most limited formats. So,
You passed the Vandalize. There's one right over here that I just shipped. What are you doing?
but I did end up going with a token strategy. So I have a lot of ways to make tokens and assemble the Legion.
Crab.
Crab.
So we'll see how
All
it
right,
goes.
Gavin, keep those going over to Steve. These cards are very similar in power level.
6. Okay, so
I don't. I think he'll probably just destroy it
We're all
instead of
professionals.
exile. Pass that.
Well, this Stampede's not going to lead itself.
Marshall, how's your deck looking?
Well, we are evenly spread among 3 colors, and
Yeah,
I got a
that's-
Pilgrim's Eye, so I'm about the happiest you can possibly.
So we're good.
I noticed you didn't take it.
No.
Any fun combos out there in people's decks? Anything you're
I
excited?
do. I have a combo of 6 mana plus Grave Titan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have Gush and Flame Jab, which I'm hoping to use
Oh,
to finish
nice.
things up.
I have
Pick
Celestial
one second.
Dawn and cards that aren't in my main color.
I have
Nate built a lightning bolt for
I have
3.
Marin Clan Meltoth and an Ashnod's Altar.
Oh,
which
that's
is
pretty
cool.
good. That's a good
Um,
interaction.
Yeah.
Do
Thank
I
you,
have any
Kenji.
combos in here?
Dang.
I don't know what that Fierce Puzzle Box does.
I was
Not
draft-
yet. I have a bunch of half combos
Yeah.
and almost combos. I do have Hedron Crab and Jace's Phantasm together,
Ooh.
which could do a thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Just got to believe in the last pack.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Gavin, what's your deck look like?
I've got a black-red control deck, like kill all their stuff and then win with some big end game cards with card draw and that Queen Marquez that I showed off earlier. So I took the Herald of Leshrac you opened up early to kind of as a way to kill off my opponents and even fix my mana potentially. And then I've got removal spells like Anger of the Gods to swoop the board, Marchesa to keep those cards running, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. I'm hoping this last pack will give me a few more creatures and let me keep cutting Marshall on black because he didn't pass many cards this way.
Brittany, how's Crab Tribal going?
I just got the one crab. You took the other one. You took my Hedron crab.
Yeah, I got the wish coin too.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, there were
guys.
3 crabs in the pack.
It's like you guys hate fun. I don't understand.
I've seen those 2 crabs before, and I have a bunch of them saved, but I've never seen this crab before.
The purple crab is that from one of the...
It's very cute.
It's from the Global series.
The Global series,
So
yeah.
it was a really cool opportunity in this set to put in some cards people had never seen. And in fact, I've seen people open up packs and thought that we made new cards for this set with things like
I've never seen this.
Right.
Seen that card
It's,
Yeah.
it's really cute.
So there's a lot of fun
It's
stuff
also
in there.
solid. It's a 1/1 that when it dies, you draw a card.
Ferocious,
I didn't read it. I just
Yeah.
I
Crab.
Ferocious Zang is the 2 green 4/4. It's a great limited card, and you've probably never seen it in your life. It's from the Global series. So there's some cool stuff running around in here for sure.
Have a global
I started with like Boros aggro. I took the Felidar Sovereign as the troll card. I got some removal and Temur Battle Rages and stuff, but I've kind of transitioned away from it now, and now I'm looking more like Orzhov Vampires.
Okay.
We've got some kind of cool stuff going on. I also kind of picked up so I have a bunch of Orzhov Flyers with a lot of vampire synergy, and I got this like second to last pick. Where did it go? It's an enchantment that whenever I attack, I drain a life with a bunch of like 2 mana 1/1 or 2 mana 2/2 flyers, 3
Yeah.
mana 1/1 2/2 flyers.
That was a pretty solid curve topper in that format.
Yeah, and I got it like second to last. It wheeled around, so I think with a bunch of dirtily flying things, should be fine.
Nice. Melissa, what's your deck doing over there?
All right, so it's a token deck. Some all-stars include Assemble the Legion
Oh,
Yeah.
with
I opened that up. I made it
with
to you.
the powerful Phyrexian Soul Gorger.
Oh,
so I have
yeah.
things to
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
sacrifice to it.
So that's why on this way I've transitioned out of red because I found my competitor over there.
Stole
Also,
it.
I just realized this card is a 3-mana 8/8, no trample or anything, just an 8/8. I have to sacrifice. It has cumulative upkeep, sacrifice a creature. So the first turn you sack 1, then 2, and then 4, then 8.
Your Legion better be pretty well
Yeah.
Yeah.
But doesn't
yeah.
Legion have
This card
cumulative
may
upkeep
not
data?
make the
Yeah,
cut.
it scales
Yeah.
perfectly.
Yeah. Wow, you did it. Combo assembled.
Right. That's another card, Phyrexian Soul Gorger. Many players will have probably never seen that card in their lives.
Nope, never seen
But
it.
Cold
Cold
Snap,
Snap.
Cold Snap
Snap,
Limited was
yeah.
a weird and wild place.
It's a snow artifact creature?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, because why not?
the
Construct.
Look, if you leave it outside in the winter, it's going to be a snow.
maybe the most popular words I hear in this format are "That's in this set."
Yeah.
So, all right, pack
Move
by
three.
on
that
to
was a
pack
card?
3.
All right, what do we get?
This will be the one where I open more than one rare.
Ooh.
It's happening.
Probably. Oh,
It did not happen.
That's a nice right off the
did not
bat.
happen.
I haven't even gotten to the foil yet.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh my gosh.
Here's a card I have very fond memories of. Form of the Dragon.
Form of the Dragon, nice.
That is a tough one to beat. Really awesome and limited. Played a role in Constructed. So I've got to choose in this pack between Form of the Dragon, the 7-mana bomb, or Chromatic Lantern to make sure that I can fix my mana and Marshall can't fix his. So these are the important choices of our
You're
lives.
getting
Okay.
a really good 2-for-1 if you take the lantern, but
That's all cool, but I opened the best pack I've ever seen in this format.
tell.
Well, my foil's Noggle Bandit. That's,
Yeah.
it's a Noggle. It's fun. But, okay, so I'm going to go through some of my uncommons first for everyone. That's a Demonic Tutor.
whoa!
Whoa.
Uncommon.
DT?
That's a Path to Exile.
Wow.
That's a Mahamati Dijin.
Wow!
We also have a Cold Steel Heart, which is great fixing. But then some of the rares, I got Magus to the Moat.
Yep.
Don't attack with that. And then the card I'm probably going to take, Teferi Temporal Archmage.
Wow.
Oh,
The
nice.
Commander Mono Blue
Wow.
It can
Teferi.
be your commander.
Yeah, although you
Yeah.
can't do it, you can't be your commander in limited, but it's
Right.
still a pretty
It's
good
still-
card.
That
Not
card.
well, Gavin. Not in this format.
Yeah, not in this format.
I'll just
Yeah.
go on the-
Yeah,
that is-
so
that is
it's a
hack-lick.
strong. I mean, we've got 6 legitimate first first picks in here.
It's a good
please,
time.
please show off the foil in the pack that I just passed you.
I will. Okay.
It's fun.
I'm gonna take the fairy because it draws cards and it's blue and it's a Teferi.
I have to show this. I don't know if this card's even good, but this is just sweet. The
conspiracy.
old frame
Old
foil.
frame
Yeah.
foil
Yeah.
conspiracy.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Ooh, yeah.
So I wanted to.
And by conspiracy, you mean the card named conspiracy.
Right.
I mean, this looks sweet. It has the star on it and everything.
Yeah, I chose some cards from Time Spiral specifically so you could get the old foiling on there. Which
I
is
like
pretty
that.
cool.
I like what you
It's
did.
nostalgia.
Now, it makes all your creatures a certain type, which I don't think I can actually take advantage of.
What if I pass you this?
crab
this-
tribal?
What if I pass you this mana web
Yeah,
sliver?
We'll get it back to
that's
Brittany.
And then you name slivers, mana web sliver,
Oh,
a little conspiracy mana web sliver
no.
action. No, you don't think
I'm
so.
off it.
I have
Yeah,
a piece
okay.
of titanium in my pack, so maybe someone can go piece of titanium plus
I mean-
conspiracy.
Oh, now we're
Oh.
talking.
and
I mean,
get
there's an
all the
Elvish
mana.
Visionary in this pack.
So I'm wet junned right now. I opened Elishnorn,
Oh!
So Kenji's back on the 5
and
color tree.
I'm going to take Elishnorn. So I just want to
Did
put
you
that
watch
out
the
there.
World Championship?
Well, I'm
Here's,
passing you a goodie, Kenji.
Pass that around.
So I'm really torn.
Perfect.
It is a
Yeah, so what do you
Oh,
take
man.
second out of that
exactly what
pack?
you
Yeah,
needed.
so you guys know I'm on that vampire plan, right?
No
the
problem.
The
black-white
black
vampire.
and white, yeah.
So I've got the Demonic Tutor and the Path to Exile to choose from. Pick 2. I don't really have anything super great for me to tutor for, but I also don't want Marshall to tutor for Grave Titan. So like, I'm thinking of. I mean, this isn't bad.
Don't worry, I'll take the
Should I just
demonic.
take one? Oh,
It's not getting to Marshall.
all right, sold. I'll take the back.
I am really happy now. I just got my payoff card for the deck that I didn't know existed until I got here. So I have 4 or 5 different cards that are instants or sorceries that say deal 2 damage to any target in my deck. I'm definitely drafting the blue-red instants and sorceries matter deck, and I got a young pyromancer. So.
Oh, nice.
Which
Wow.
I passed a card that's not going to come back to me, but it will work really well with this.
Oh, it's probably.
Yeah.
I didn't take it.
I know.
I
It's not,
almost
it's not
took it.
getting.
There's,
It's not
there's,
getting.
not
there's a
getting back
skull
to you.
clamp going.
Yeah, there's a skull clamp.
If it gets to Melissa,
Forget
Melissa
that
is
it's
taking
there.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that card is perfect for my deck.
Kenji.
Oh, Marshall, have I got a card in this pack for you?
That,
Right.
that
He
pack's going
passed
Yeah,
me
to
the chromatic lantern, so
It's
whatever
not-
he wants to do, I'm happy.
It's more.
Sorry.
You'll recognize it. It's fun.
Just remember those words.
Boy, this shiny funeral charm looks really nice.
Talk
so
about
again,
a blast.
yeah,
Blast from the past.
old border because it was in Time Spiral.
Right. Yeah, everything is from 8th edition forward otherwise.
Yep.
But of course, we got those old frames with Time Spiral block.
Oh man.
Like, you're also going to want to show this foil on camera.
Okay. I'm going to take this to
Thank you,
continue my. I can probably start splashing things. Is the nice bit.
Is anybody 2 color?
2?
Yeah, right.
I'm fine.
I think I might be. It's gonna be close.
Yeah, I'm definitely in the
All right,
space where
Marshall.
I can
I'm
play
leaving this
multiple
one,
colors, so we're going to do
this one
that.
right in the front of the pack for you.
All right.
All right, pass that down.
Come on.
Marshall, show it
That
off.
is so rude.
Show it off. What is it, Marshall?
Marshall. I have a story about Marshall.
Wait, really?
I really do. It's embarrassing, but I'll tell it if you want me to.
Sure. So anyway, this foil.
I was at a GP, and this is when Marshulk was out, and somebody said, will you sign my Marshulk? And I said, sure. And then that happened 5 or 6 times, and then by the end of the weekend, one of the people came up and said that they went to every dealer to try to buy foil Marshulks, and they were sold out. And he didn't find one. I had to sign a regular one for him. That card has thankfully kind
Closer
of
look
fallen
at that
from.
foil conspiracy.
Not after this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
March casualties?
boy.
So, Mystery Booster, the format where I have to choose between a foil Stigma Lasher or Skull Clamp. I'm taking the Skull Clamp. I'm taking the Skull Clamp.
How was Skull Clamp in there?
I don't know how it
It's
made it this
still-
far, but I'm taking it.
I almost don't believe you.
But I drafted
It's-
the skull clamp deck.
There was no way he just got a Skull Clamp.
But you can't take it. Melissa drafted the skull clamp.
Yeah.
down.
Oh, man.
How did this happen?
Good luck, everyone, beating my Skull Clamp Breeding Pit combo.
Yeah, that's
Draw 2 cards every turn.
Deck yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that's the win condition, right?
Oh my God, this deck is the sweetest.
Breeding
thing
Pit was one of those hidden gems from Fallen Empires. Oh, Gavin, if you got
Oh, yeah.
cards there. All right. So Nate, you showed off your Pyromancer. What's your favorite card besides that you've drafted so far?
Ooh, that's a really good question. It is. It is
I'm here.
probably. All right, so there's a couple of answers to that. Like the first one is I've got a couple of cards that are just near and dear to my heart because I played with them in various formats. One is Crenellated Wall, that I don't think it is not making this deck, but it was going to make it
Gesundheit?
before. What's that?
Gesundheit?
You're welcome.
What does it do?
It's just an 0/4 wall for 4 that you can tap to give a creature +0/+4, which is a lot better and limited than you think it is. But this came out in Mass block, and so like everything in that format was slow, and this card was super good and limited back then. I also have played it in a handful of Commander decks, so I love it. And having like the original, I love the old brown border art. Also,
Yep.
it's really cool. And then I am my deck is very tempo-y. So I'm very happy to have cards like Riftwing Cloudskate, as everyone loves bouncing stuff and getting it on the cheap, and Distortion Strike, which is just this is a finisher. There was a point in time when I was on the design team for Ultimate Masters, and we ended up having at one point there was I think blue-red for that format for a little while. Ended up looked like it was going to be we called it One Punch Man. And it was going to be kind of like the Teamer Battle Rage, unblockable, can't kill them kind of stuff. And Distortion Strike was one of those cards that worked out really well when you want to make sure that you punch in for a 15 power attack or something like that with Double Strike. Real good. But that's me. That's what I've got.
Steve, how's your deck shaping up so far?
I think it's all right. I will say this: the deck looks a lot more like a commander deck than a limited deck, but it does have some cool sacrifice synergies. If Marin sticks, my opponents are probably not going to be super happy. And also, I took the Boundless Realms that was going around, and then I took Torment of Hailfire. And also Pathrazer of Ulamog. So I'm kind of hoping I get to stay alive long enough to actually do stuff with that. Yeah. Of course, the Selvala Heart of the Wilds that I took might be about with that as well.
Savala is a nice one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I took your Marshall, so I figured it was only fair.
Yeah, so this is him, this is me.
Yeah.
All right, I'm taking Hurricane, a original from Alpha that's very powerful.
Nothing like a green burn spell.
Nothing like a green burn spell. Wait, were there 2 breeding pits, or did you just not take this, Gavin?
I didn't take it, but it might come back.
What?
I figured it'd come back.
I feel like I kind of got to steal it, but I'm going to actually take this card. All right. Okay, we're wrapping up here with the draft portion. We're not going to build these decks on screen. We're gonna build and play with them off stream. They used to be a rare at one point in time. But if everyone wants to grab like 3 to 4 cards that show what your deck is doing, or in Marshall's case, not doing, then we can kind of talk through what everyone drafted. And then to everyone out there watching at home, we are going to show the list of all the foil cards tomorrow morning on dailymtg.com. So it will be about 8 a.m. Pacific time. We'll show all 121 of them. And then this set comes out the following week, which would be May 13th? March 13th. Yeah, not May. Much sooner than that. So definitely look for it. This will only be in local game stores. It is the WPN exclusive edition. I know a lot of stores are planning to do events and kind of release weekend stuff. So Brittany, let's hear from you first. 3 cards to show off your deck.
All right, so I've got Campaign of Vengeance, which is every time I attack, I drain a life. And I have filled it full of reasonably cheap flyers, like, is it Drana's Emissary? And when on my upkeep, each opponent loses a life as well, so that's draining. And then I don't have a whole bunch of top end, but I drafted a couple of things like Deadly Tempest. So it can do one of 2 things. It can reset the board when I start to get overwhelmed, and then I can just like play a little flyer to finish the job. But also, each player loses life equal to the number of creatures he or she controls. So hopefully I'm just like very aggressive and drain a bunch of life with my flyers, and then get you for the last 5 damage when you stabilize.
Nice. Gavin, what you got going on there?
I've got kind of a classic black-red kill-em-all deck. So lots of removal spells, but often a big problem with black-red kill 'em all is you can't draw enough cards. But I've got that Phyrexian Arena, of course, that I first picked to make sure that card flow is going the entire game, and ways to find it like Demonic Tutor, along with sweepers like Anger of the Gods to really, really crush all my opponent's creatures. And then I can end the game with, I think my 2 main win conditions will be Herald of Leshrac and Form of the Dragon, 2 foils from this edition.
Do you become a foil dragon? Are you premium?
Glitter.
Gavin, you always shine.
And yeah, so get to 7 mana, cast one of these guys, and a lot of you have probably played with Form of the Dragon. Many of you have probably not played with Herald of Leshrac. This card is a beating if your opponent plays it against you.
really
You
is.
take all their lands, then you start killing them. Not to mention in Commander, you would never run out of lands to take, so it's really good in that format too. So yeah, black-red, kill them all, and maybe we'll get Marchesa in there. We'll see.
Marshall?
Well, I've got typical value stuff early, like Divination and Coiling Oracle, because I need mana, because it turns out the top end that I have is Palaka Worm, Grave Titan, and Rune Scarred Team. So if I can get to that 7 mana sweet spot, I think I'm going to be okay.
Team 7 mana.
All right, Melissa, did you draft
right.
something that'll punish that at least?
Probably not, but my deck it seems fun. So as I mentioned already, I have the Assemble the Legion and lots of other ways to make tokens like the Springjack Shepherd. And I have Risk the Redeem to make copies of all the tokens.
Oh, nice.
And of course, we need more interesting tokens to make, so we have the Adorned Pouncer, which makes a 4/4 Double Strike Eternalized token.
Copying that with wrist is pretty
And
sweet.
sometimes tokens just don't do it all, so Rally the Peasants can hopefully finish the job.
Wow.
Jeez.
Wowzers.
This is really, really poor.
Show the Fusion Elemental.
I didn't take it.
Oh, man.
Remember? It went around. So you guys saw the Elish Norn. It's just a good card. I couldn't pass it. Then we have a card called Mirari Conjecture.
Oh.
So I get to rebuy some of my sweet unnamed spells. A little bit of fixing, a different color. Yes, Birds of Paradise.
The old splash.
The old splash. And then, of course, we have Mizzix's Mastery. So not only do I get to return the cards with Mirari's Conjecture, but I can just cast them all in one fell swoop. Triple red, though.
Yeah,
so
no, it'll
see
happen.
about that.
I'm so jealous of you right now. I drafted the deck that's going to prey on all the people on Team 7 mana.
Yeah.
So I have I stuck to the brief too. I have 3 cards, exactly 3 cards. Like I said, I have a Young Pyromancer is one of my big payoff cards. Medic is largely instants and sorceries, but those instants and sorceries have a tendency to make creatures. I am really trying hard to be a blue-red tempo deck, so I've got a bunch of ways to make sure that opponents' creatures either don't stay on the board or don't interact with me at all. Cards like Riftwing Cloud Skates and then Choking Tethers, which fits the bill as both being a tempo card as well as triggering my own Pyromancer if I need to. So lots of good stuff here.
My deck is Golgari Value with that first pick, Merit of Clan Nel Toth that I talked about, but also sacrifice outlets such as Ashnod's Altar, and really good comes into play effects such as Gonti, Lord of Luxury.
Oh, man.
I also have a fair number of Dies effects, just, to get there, some exploit, just a little bit of all around a theme, and I laugh at your 7 mana cards with my 11 mana power.
That's a good point.
All right, well, I'm going to cheat because it's my show and just show off, because I drafted like 3 decks all in one. They'll probably all
yes,
make it in.
the Blake Special,
The Blake
as it
Special.
were.
Yeah, so there's this little package here. So I got a Doorkeeper, a Hedron Crab, a Jace's Phantasm, and then even an Elixir of Immortality to keep myself from decking. That's one thing we could focus on. The other thing is I got a ton of fixing. So I got Abundant Growth, Search for Tomorrow, Alloy Mirror. Celestial Dawn is fixing, but I'm going to need a judge to tell me how it interacts with Sunburst, because it lets you spend white mana. It makes all your lands plains and lets you spend white mana as if it's another color, but I don't think it is another color, so that might be a bit of a non-bow. And then I'm splashing for and then I'm splashing for things like Baleful Strix, which is just a good card. But then the real workhorses are, I did draft a few bombs, so Angel of the Dire Hour means no matter how many Grave Titan tokens are coming my way, I can get rid of them. Evra, Halcyon Witness is another strong white life-linking card. And then Teferi, Temporal Archmage, which just does a lot of things all at the same time. So we are going to jump off the stream and go battle against each other. and figure out what our decks do. And then Steve and I are going to be back immediately after this to answer your questions. So again, put them in chat. Mystery Booster releases next week. Gavin, when?
March 13th.
Thank you. The full list of foils, including confirmation that Stormcrow is, yes, in fact, in the set, will go up tomorrow at 7:30, 8 a.m. on Daily MTG, so tune in then. Otherwise, thank you everyone for coming.
I couldn't let it wheel to you.
No, that makes sense. It couldn't.
Too
I'm already.
powerful.
I can play any
That
color
powerful
right
of a
now.
blue card in Blake's hands would be disastrous.
I would have just wrecked you all. So thank you everyone for coming out to draft. Thank you for tuning in, and let's throw it back to Blake and Steve. Future Blake and Steve, from past
Present,
to
future
present.
Blake and Steve.
I don't know.
Future, present, Blake and Steve.
Back to you guys.
Time cut.
Thank you, past Blake, past Gavin, and past Steve were there too.
We were, and now
Time
we're here.
travel.
So
Am I right?
we've been sitting here this whole time watching this, and we're actually really, really excited for this set.
Yeah.
Gavin probably more than anyone, but rewatching that was really fun. So you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna get off the stream when we're done. Not getting off yet. We're not done yet. We're gonna answer some questions. When we are, I'm gonna post the whole list.
Oh my God.
I'm overruling past Blake's decision
That guy was
to
an
do it on
idiot.
Friday. That guy was a moron.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about him anymore. But yeah, as soon as I get
Yeah.
this off, I'll go push the button. The article's ready. It's sitting there.
You'll get the
the
whole
whole
list.
list is there. So I'm going to go push that button.
But not
and
till
you know
we're
what?
done with the stream.
Not till we're done with the stream.
still got stuff
but
to
we
talk
will
about.
publish the full list on dailymtg.com today because we're all excited. I know Gavin's in here. Can I talk about this card? Can I talk about this card? Can I talk about this card? What were some of the
us-
cards
give
you
us
were
a preview.
naming that you wanted to
Oh
talk
my
about?
gosh. So Send Triplets is in the set in foil. Karthus, Tyrant of Jund. I think with the set, especially too with the foils, is it was a great place to reprint a lot of cards that we have trouble getting in sets.
Sure.
So it's got like Monamo, School at Water's Edge in foil.
Yep.
Which is like, what set is Monamo going to go into, right? And it's a great place to put it right here.
Are you saying we're not returning to Kamigawa?
Well, who knows? Who knows, Blake? I'm not going to confirm nor deny
The future is
anything.
full of possibilities, Blake.
It is full of possibilities.
As past us just taught you, in that the future is full of a possibility of getting the full
Who
foil
knows?
list.
Time
of
travel's really messing with
Mystery
my head.
Booster.
Another thing you'll find a bunch, and I might have even mentioned this previously as well, but in Mystery Booster, the main set, we couldn't include any white bordered cards. All the cards had to be black bordered. It was
Right.
a technical problem with the printing, basically. But in 8th and 9th edition, the foils are black bordered.
Yeah.
So we got to reprint some of those cards, which is really exciting. You saw Teferi's Puzzle Box up on screen, but there's a few others like Intruder Alarm and stuff like that, which I think will be pretty hot for players.
Okay. Now, I have been writing down a bunch of your questions in chat as we've been going through. So I'm going to start going through a bunch of these questions, putting them out to Gavin. Let's get some of the basic stuff out. When does this set come out?
March 13th, next weekend. We can debate, I guess, what when next is, but I believe next weekend is March 13th. And
Friday the 13th, oddly enough.
and you can go out and draft it at your local store. Go check it out. I think the set's going to be pretty hot, so definitely if there's a release event of some kind, I would call up your store and try and pre-register.
Yep. So we did get a lot of questions about if people would see the gameplay, and unfortunately it's just too long.
Yeah, we
It's-
did play.
We did play
a lot of games.
I declared myself the winner of the draft.
You don't have to declare yourself the winner if you actually won.
I did. I beat. So
You did actually
So
win.
we have pictures of the decks we built.
Yeah.
At the end of the stream, we'll run through all of them. You'll just see a montage basically of all the decks. But let's pull up our decks. We're gonna pull up mine first because
you won.
it's my show and
You declared victory.
I declared victory. I did actually. I beat Steve. I beat Marshall, and then Nate and I only played 2 games, and we split them. But I ended up getting rid of all the green cards because it turned out all my green cards were fixing, and so splashing for fixing felt weird.
Angel of the Dire Hours.
Angel of the Dire Hours gross. Teferi was gross. I basically had a really good 20-card blue-white deck, and then 3 to 4 cards. I played a Refocus because it said draw a card for 2 mana. I played a Jeru's Renunciation.
It cycles.
Yeah, because it cycles for a white mana.
Like I think it says something that Evra Halcyon Witness was like the worst win condition in your deck.
Yeah, it was.
Like it was actually
fine.
the worst win
It
condition in your
basically
deck.
just threatened to hit for 20,
Yeah.
and so it got blocked.
Is that an elixir of immortality I'm keeping in the bottom left-hand
Yeah.
corner
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was.
It actually was instrumental in keeping me
Yeah.
alive against
my
Steve.
aggro stuff.
Yeah,
I
he,
had
almost,
some-
he almost got me.
it was close.
Speaking of which, let's look at Steve's deck. That was
Sure.
clearly inferior to mine.
Well, because it lost to you.
Yeah.
This deck did fine when it comes up. Hopefully Sean can find it. The deck did fine. It was a lot of fun. It had a lot of sacrifice shenanigans. I wanted to see if I could make it work. I sort of backdoored into a Golgari sacrifice deck, and you can see a lot of the cards here. Key against Blake, I never ever drew Marin of Clan Neltoth, which I think would have helped me out a whole lot. But yeah, it's a pretty solid sacrifice deck. Lots of shenanigans. I like Ashnod's Altar. I like Torment of Hailfire.
Torment of Hailfire.
Yeah.
That is. If you've ever,
Like
ever
that
played
card.
Commander against that card, you know just how strong it can be.
And just like casually throwing out a Pathrazor of Ulamog, by sacrificing cheap 1/1s and 2/2s.
When we were playing, I stole your Pathrazor of Ulamog by copying your Gonti.
Yes.
And pulling Pathrazor from the top of your deck. I never cast it.
Yeah,
but
well, it's 11 mana.
it was
Like,
11. I didn't
yeah.
get there, but
Yeah.
It's a good dream.
But it was a fun deck. I would play it again. There's again, this shows like how many cool cards there are in here. Like not only did I get a Marin, I got a Selvala Heart of the Wilds in there. Just like a lot of really really fun cards that I enjoy playing in other formats.
All right. Gavin, one of the questions we got is if any of the foils have new art.
No. So an interesting thing about how the set was made is to create Mystery Booster, we actually used exactly the old files to print the cards again. As you might know, or maybe you don't know, the set is 1,800 cards big. It's about that size. It is huge. You know how we print cards in individual sheets, every single slot in the pack has its own 121 card sheet that it draws on. It's just gigantic. And so when we talked to the production people inside this building about, is this possible? They're like, we can't do that, right? There's too many cards, and every single card that we ever make, whether it's a reprint or not, has to be touched up, get ready for print, etc. But we did a bit of digging and found that if we use the exact same files that we used before, we could print them again.
Right. No touch-ups, no new art, no new flavor text, nothing like that.
Right. And then we engineered this Planeswalker symbol in the bottom left-hand corner as a thing we could just put uniform across all of the cards to make sure that you knew which set they were from, so that you had a way to distinguish. Okay, this one's from Mystery Booster. This is the original. But other than that, they're exactly the same. So there's no new art and there's no cards that have previously been in foil. Don't worry. I know there's a lot of people who want to know. They want to see cards reprinted that have never been in foil.
There's no cards that were not previously in foil that are being printed.
Correct.
Yeah,
Right.
okay,
There are
there-
no new
yeah.
first to foil cards.
Correct. And a lot of people ask for that all the time, and I have a very good list in my head of what those cards are, and I'm going to try and get them out in other places, just not Mystery Booster.
Yeah.
So
So we had a really good question. That was, what was your favorite part of choosing and designing this set?
yeah, it was pretty wild. So I worked on it along with Mark Globus. Globus did a lot of the selection, and then I worked on some of the tuning of it. It's just there's so many Magic cards. What you realize is just how many Magic cards there are. And one of my favorite bits was selecting cards that had really fun memories for us, because that we knew it would create fun memories for other people.
Yep.
There's a card on the old frame slot that is Floodgate. I don't know how many of you know what Floodgate does.
I know what
how many of
Floodgate
You
does.
know what Floodgate
I
does?
Loved
Floodgate
Floodgate
does.
back in the day.
It's a card that most people have never heard of. I was talking with Shivam Bhatt on Twitter, and he's like, "What is this card? I've never seen it in my life. And I've
So
been
good.
playing since
It's awesome.
You ever
early days."
phased that card out?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you're a monster.
yeah.
Oh my
You can blink it. You can do all kinds of stuff. And so finding these cards that people have never heard of or never got to play with, especially newer Magic players,
Yeah.
has been a delight. And my favorite thing that I keep hearing in Mystery Booster drafts is, that's in this set? You play for the third or fourth time even, and you're still facing things you've never seen before.
Yeah.
And it's a ton of fun.
How did you start? I mean, it's a pretty daunting task. How were you like, okay, that card?
A spreadsheet. Basically, so the way we built it to kind of make sure that it would work is we looked at how a normal Magic set would work, like how many commons you want or rather, what you want at every mana cost, how many removal spells you want, so on and so forth.
Yep.
And then we kind of just extrapolated that out over 1,800 card set. And we're like, okay, well, normally we want 2 cards that cost 1 in white. This time around, because we're such a huge set, we're going to want this many cards that cost a single white mana. And we kind of extrapolated it out and then massaged it from there.
Okay.
Also, we wanted to make sure that we included a lot of people's favorite old limited cards. So, a great example, Muldrifter. Muldrifter is just a fun card. Everyone loves Muldrifter.
Yeah, it's the best card ever
It's
printed.
fine, okay? Let's not go crazy.
It brings a lot of smiles to
It's
faces.
fine.
Yeah.
So we made sure to kind of start off with like, let's get into people's favorite cards. Globus started by just taking a spreadsheet, looking through every set from Mirage forward. It was a long task, and just putting all the cards he liked into the spreadsheet,
Gosh.
and then filling all the holes. So it took a lot of work and a lot of effort, but it was a really cool project to work on.
Fair enough. We didn't show your draft deck. Let's show
let's
Gavin's
show
draft deck.
Yeah.
I gotta say, Blake, you might have said that you won the draft.
I did.
I only played one match because I had a meeting to go to. Unfortunately, I should design more Magic cards. But I did win my one match against Kenji, which is pretty good in my
sweet
book.
though.
Yeah, my deck
pretty
is
sweet.
pretty savage. You've got Form of the Dragon, Herald of Leshrac as your finishers. You've got Phyrexian Arena. You've got Demonic Tutor. You've got Skull Clamp, Anger of the Gods. My creatures aren't the best, but I can kill off all your creatures, keep the card advantage rolling with stuff like Phyrexian Arena, and then have 3 big finishers, also a Null Spine Dragon up there on top to close out the game with. So I was pretty happy with this, and I steamrolled Kenji in 2 games. Although admittedly his deck was a little suspect. So
4-color Kenji.
yeah.
Yeah.
I still have it at my desk, so if you want to battle Blake, we can make this happen.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still have my deck in my desk.
All right.
That's
Tournament of
That's how
Champions.
Steve and I got our game in on
I think
Monday.
maybe yesterday. It might have
Yesterday.
been
I don't. I
yesterday,
would think it
yeah.
was yesterday. Yeah.
What's a day anyway?
What's a day? Who knows? This has been
Time is a social
4 weeks in
construct.
one. One question we've gotten on stream. So you just mentioned that started from Mirage forward. Why'd you start at Mirage?
Yeah, just a lot of things we did with this set was what do we have access to as far as files go. And before Mirage, we just didn't have the files to reprint
Like
those
literally
cards.
the card file.
Right, because we
Yeah.
needed the literal original image of the file to be able to print. And I'm honestly amazed we had stuff all the way back through Mirage, because I think that's, 20 years ago
Yeah.
or so.
Good record keeping.
And
Very
there
important.
were actually hilariously a few spots, and I won't say exactly where, there were a few spots where we tried to print a card and just turned out we were just missing the file for it. So it's like, oh, I couldn't do that one. Fortunately, don't worry, those were all mostly just old commons and uncommons. But
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff we learned about what we have and don't have through this process. We were like going through old CD-ROMs that had like files stored on them and like putting them in our computers and trying to like save the files
Like
off.
you
of
put
them.
in a floppy drive and you're like, this has 1 card on it. How many? We have 400 floppy disks for this.
What's this long box full of floppy disks?
You exaggerate, but there we go. And I want to take this moment to give a big shout out to a guy who you never hear about anywhere, basically, called Jefferson Dunlap. Jefferson has
Yeah.
single-handedly
He's amazing.
made this happen. It's basically his sole job to be able to save old files and maintain them and have a library of all this. And without him, the set would have been literally impossible to create. So big hats off to Jefferson. Thank you.
Literally, hats off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he likes hats.
That's the joke.
yeah.
Okay. It is 3 o'clock, and I want people to be able to see the decks that everybody built. So I want to first, big thank you to all of our drafters.
Yeah,
We're
thank
here,
you
but
so
you know,
much. If you're in chat, thank you.
particularly Kenji, Marshall, and MTGNerdGirl, who all came out to Renton to draft with us, and we're excited to do it. Seen a couple of them in chat, so thank you all for joining us and drafting, and also keeping it secret till now.
Yep.
Thank you guys for drafting. I'm sure Gavin will answer questions on Twitter.
Yep, Twitter's a good
Yeah.
place to find me.
Yeah.
And one more thing I just want to say really quick is, it's on Twitter too, I'm going to reiterate it here, about half the cards in foil are rare, so a lot of packs will have 2 or 3 rares in them if
Yeah.
you get one in that old card frame slot. So it's pretty spicy
Well, and
stuff.
even like that 3rd pack I opened,
insane.
It is the best pack I've ever opened, and
You've opened a lot of Magic packs. in your
Innistrad.
time.
Oh, I've opened
Yeah.
a lot of Magic packs,
Yeah.
but yeah, Demonic Tutors, Swords to Plowshares, and I didn't take either of them, and they weren't in my.
Wasn't
they
that
weren't
a Path? It was like
It was Path to
it
Exile.
was
yeah.
Path, not Swords, right?
Yeah, it was Path,
Yeah.
not Swords. And I took Teferi, and there
Right.
were still things in there.
Yeah, these packs are nuts.
They are. Yeah, so Mystery Booster releases when?
March 13th.
Only at your local game stores. And check it out. We're going to post the foil list. Give me 10 to 15 to 20
Yeah, he has to get
minutes.
up,
I have
press
to
the
literally
button,
get
you
there's
know,
the
it's
button
like-
there
yeah.
press, there's caching, it's a whole
Answer
thing.
the Trolls riddle.
I have to
Yeah.
make sure an edit I asked for was actually done. It's,
He has
anyway.
to put in the combination, and the combination locks safe for daily MTG. It's like a whole thing.
If you want to
Even
go
like
have
how
a
to push
snack
buttons.
and then visit Daily MTG, it'll be up in a little bit because we love you. So, thank you very much. We're going to be back next week
Yes.
playing one of Steve and I's new favorite games.
Yeah.
we're addicted to Mana Strike.
Yeah, we actually
we're-
really like it.
So we
It's
confirm.
awesome. It's
Yeah.
really great.
I watch Blake play it on his phone all the time at the World Championships.
It's
so,
it's kind of a problem, but
Yeah.
so we're gonna do that. Matt Danner will be here to talk through some of the new developments.
Yeah,
with
there's some
Mana
new
Strike.
features there that we can go over. And stuff.
But mostly Steve and I wanted to play Mana Strike
On
at work.
stream,
Yeah,
yeah.
on stream.
Sounds fun.
So thank you for tuning in. We'll see a lot of you on Daily MTG in a little bit, and we'll see the rest of you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.